agent say, "Do you want to go out for an audition? It's a Star Wars thing." Didn't know anything about it. They told me it was a character called Deke Star Killer. And
they lied to you.
They lied. Lucasfilm lied, yeah.
But you knew it was Lucasfilm.
Yes, I knew it was a Star Wars thing. Yeah, I went in. Dave was there. Catherine Winder at the time was there. And Dave told me to do my best Luke and Han kind of together. And well, yeah. I mean, a little bit. I gotta say though, I wasn't a massive Star Wars fan. I mean, I'd seen the movies casually. I liked them, but I wasn't.
Not the room to say that.
And Star Wars collecting.
It's been some time, so I'm definitely deep in the geekdom now.
He's become a big fan now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you like it now?
Yes, I like it now.
He liked it before. He just wasn't as big of a fan. That's all, right?
Well, listen, it helped me because after I got the gig, they told me it was Anakin, and, one of the main characters of the story. We went to Skywalker Ranch, met with George in his office, but this helped me because I wasn't this, uber fan at this point. And so I was able to have a conversation with George like a normal human being. So it was kind of nice. So, we talked about Anakin and kind of how he was going to be portrayed in the Clone Wars, and that's how it started.
Can you think of a plural noun?
Booth at LA Studios, and we would record, and Cameron, our engineer, was always there, quick to record every little thing, including little laughs and things that we did, and then he'd play them back at us, and so it was
like 5 years later.
Yeah,
it's like still
thanks so
on.
much for recording that, Cameron. But no, so yeah, we loved recording together, and then when guest stars came in, we always got to work with folks too.
Well, one thing that I wish we would have filmed and recorded, which we didn't, sadly, is before every single episode, Dave would come in and give us like a 30-minute
Talk about Star Wars
of each episode. And, I was a Star Wars fan before, but I became a fan after that because I feel like I was, taught by Dave Filoni with all the backstory.
I feel like we really got a sense of the storytelling and how Star Wars storytelling is kind of a unique thing. And, we probably learned a lot from Dave, just like Dave learned from George. And it was kind of cool to see him, doing that.
Pass on what you have learned.
It wasn't just the character work, too, because as actors, you're coming in and you're saying, well, how am I feeling about this? What is my point of view? What is my attitude towards Obi-Wan at this point? Am I upset?
You loved it.
So it wasn't just that. It was, like you said, it was the storytelling. And then, because the first couple of episodes I worked on, I was like, oh, okay, get in, get out. But then I relaxed into it and I was like, oh, this is okay. It's okay
it was
to
an
ask
environment
questions.
where you could stay and you could Dave would show
talk about
pictures.
more.
Here's your character. If it was a guest star, he'd show them photos of their picture, drawings up and stuff, and really talk about it. But yeah.
You did it a long time in advance, right? You were like almost a year ahead, right?
We were 2 years ahead.
2 years.
Yeah, we've been working on the show since 2006. So we've been doing Clone Wars and Star Wars just in general for 16 years.
Yeah, my daughter was just born in 2005 when we got back from China. We adopted her, and that's when I first met Dave that same week. And she's now 17. She's right there. But so yeah, she's grown up with Clone Wars. But yeah, it's been a long haul.
Yeah, it was
Smattering of golf clap for you, Lydia. Yes. Daddy got you a golf clap.
Anna, can you give me a verb? Verb.
Wielding.
Your vision is flawed.
Oh my God, you do a great job of that.
She's just like her.
I practiced this
You're as
a
good as
time or two. That fight is amazing. What did you all like the Caesar Man? I think that fight will go down as one of the best fights in Star Wars. Truly, even me, because we don't get to see the episodes when we record. They do the animation after we record, so we read the notes in the script, but you have no idea how epic it's going to be until you see it. And so it wasn't until the episodes came out that I watched it and I was like, whoa, that's what she was doing. So it's incredible.
And I don't know if you're allowed to answer this or not, but in your opinion, not as an opinion as an employee of Lucasfilm, but in James's opinion. Do you think he loved her?
Oh, absolutely, without question. Yeah. Quick dry over.
Matt, do you think Anakin knew?
I think he was too caught up with what he was doing. He's a little too self-centered. You know, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Self-centered, so I'm not sure he knew.
But I think Ahsoka knew about Anakin and Padme.
Do you think Ahsoka knew about Obi-Wan and the Duchess?
I'm sure she did. I mean,
Ahsoka
Ahsoka's
knows
like
everything.
that little sister who's always listening and always watching.
Yes,
Yeah.
but she is, the other thing that Ashley has said, and I totally agree, is that Ahsoka is all of us. She is every fan, she is everybody watching, she is the character that we can all relate to. That's why she's my favorite character, because of that. Yeah, I've always said that.
A lot of people. She's
Yeah.
I was amazed at how quickly the movie came out in 2008 in August. There was some backlash, and I have to admit, even myself, I was like, who's this girl? I don't get it. But it came out in August, so by November, there was Ahsoka for President signs up. I mean, everybody just loved
I
her.
signed a thing today. There was a picture that somebody brought in, and it was an old one from the first season. And it was like Obi-Wan and Anakin and Yoda and all that. And then Ahsoka was down in the bottom by the little hologram, the little Star Wars. I'm like, boy, they didn't know, did they? They didn't know it was
Well, I don't think this is too much of a secret, and I don't want to speak specifically for the Clone Wars things, but back when Clone Wars came out, there was the belief that if a girl character was front and center, that the product wouldn't sell. And so, if you notice in some of the original Clone Wars items, Ahsoka either isn't on it, or she is very small, or she's in the back, because it was traditional that female characters wouldn't sell on product. And so it is amazing to see over the years, as she got more popular, how she slowly started to come to the foreground, because they realized, like, oh, wait, people like this character.
Yeah, and of course, for universe.
It was so cerebral, and it just dealt with the whole mythos of the Force. I thought that was really cool. And we got to, of course, for Anakin, it was a highly emotional episode. He was finding out things and having visions that were, are they true? Am I to become this horrible thing? And it was kind of a weird cluster of episodes that, as viewers were kind of like, did it happen? Was it a dream? Like, what did we just see? But I kind of liked it because it was weird.
Yeah, because I remember Dave Filoni was on Rebel Force Radio about a week or two before this episode came out. And he says, "You're going to want to call me in about 2 weeks when you see what's coming." We were all like, "Why? What's going to happen?" And that was a great episode. Yeah. Oh, episode's the arc itself.
Yeah.
And little Liam Neeson doesn't hurt, right?
That's right, yes. We were not in the room together. That's a question I get a lot. And do you all think it was a dream? Or do you think, how many people think it was a dream, the Mortis Arc? No? So how many people think it was real? Okay. See, that's pretty interesting.
Well, I think it happened. The question is, remember, because Shmi Skywalker was determined was not Shmi Skywalker, it was actually the son.
Right.
So the question is, was that really
And
Qui-Gon, or was that also the son?
I'm
Or
sorry.
the daughter?
That also is the one story arc where Sam Witwer corrected Dave Filoni. Remember that?
Well, that's when he earned Dave's respect, because,
That's right.
Dave is like the ultimate kind of, and I don't say this, to be rude, but like know-it-all with
It's a
Star Wars.
Because he does know it all.
He does know it all, so that's why I'm like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Sam Witwer corrected him, and I could see the expression change on Dave's face. It was like the realization of like,
Hat came down.
oh my gosh, he's right, and then he instantly earned Dave's respect. It was awesome.
So Anakin has this speech, and he's talking to his mother, and he's talking about Padme, and he says, "You would really like her." Well, they met, right? So Sam says, and we were, okay, that's good, that's great, let's go on. He's like, wait, I'm sorry. And Sam was brand new. There was no Darth Maul yet or anything. And so he's like, they met. They already met. Long pause, it was, ooh. He was right.
And Sam is so great. I have to go back, Kevin, because you mentioned the Lawless. He wasn't there the day that we recorded that episode, so I had all of, everybody who was in the episode except Sam. So the wonderful Corey Burton played opposite me as Darth Maul during the scene. I'm assuming everybody knows what happens, right? We can talk about it? Okay. The death scene. I'm sorry to spoil it for you, James. James didn't know. And now I remember that you didn't know. You walked up to me after we got our scripts, we got there, and he said, "Did you know?" And I said, "I knew." Because Dave had for months been telling me that they were going to kill my character, but they didn't know how yet. And we had joked, like we were talking about, that it was going to be on the steps, and it was going to be like an Untouchables epic scene, and it was going to be politically based, and it was going to be, or it was going to be Death Watch. Who was it going to be? So then the day came where he finally said, "We know how we're going to do it. We know how we're going to kill Duchess Satine." And I said, "How?" And my heart dropped. And he said, "Well, Darth Maul is going to take revenge on Obi-Wan, and he's going to murder her." And I said, "Dave, Darth Maul is dead. I saw him get chopped in half in episode 1." And he goes, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bring him back." And so that's how I found out. So then they had this wonderful, Darth Maul is back on the Clone Wars trailer months later, and everybody was like, "Are you kidding me? That's amazing." And I was like, "This is terrible." I said, "Did you bring him back just to kill me?" He was like, "Kind of."
If you're gonna get killed, though, I mean, Darth Maul's a pretty good.
It was amazing. So he wasn't there the day that we recorded it, so I finally met Sam at the 30th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It was an awesome screening at the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles.
The Mortis trilogy, but probably the season 5 finale where Ahsoka walks away from the Jedi Order. I know, it's heartbreaking, but that moment is pivotal in her storyline, and I feel like that decision that she made really sets her on a new path to
Probably
become...
saved your life, too.
It did. I truly believe it saved her life. Absolutely.
That's one of my favorite parts is when Order 66 actually happens and she's right in the middle of it. And we saw all those other actors and actresses, well, characters, I should say, from the, they get it, they fight it, but, good old Ahsoka never lets us down.
She was not another one that bit the dust.
And James, did we get to your favorite episode?
Well, the Duchess is here, so I will say that. No, they really are my favorite episodes. The ones with the Duchess and the Mortis arc. But I like the ones where she doesn't perish.
Me too. Yeah. No, it was so great because we had a good chemistry with each other,
fun,
and the
yes.
way we would fight with each other, it was just so like, "No, I'm better than you," kind of a, and I said,
No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not.
Yeah.
It's a musical.
and I haven't heard any
You
thanks
wanted
to
to
say
do
that
the
you're
Obi-Wan
nice.
musical?
That kind
I
of,
always wanted
I'm
to do a
sorry.
musical episode.
Wouldn't that be great, a musical? If Obi-Wan and the Duchess? Broadway? Come on!
I'm surprised they haven't done that.
Me too.
Clone Wars musical.
Oh,
I mean, they
trust
did the
me,
holiday special for crying out loud.
So, but then I've heard that he maybe is not dead.
I just figured he was knocked out or something like that, but everybody's telling me now he's dead. I'm like, poor guy.
Well, okay, seriously, clear this up for me because I've been told by people, and I haven't seen all of the Mandalorian episodes, but
calm down.
You guys, I have a 4-year-old kid. Like, what do you want?
You gotta watch that stuff when they go to bed, and then you get tired.
My daughter came home from the hospital on the 10th of January, 2009. The first television show she ever saw was The Clone Wars.
Was your child?
My child was born on Friday. The episode comes out on Friday, so I came home and watched her sitting around my lap. I'm going to know these people someday.
Did she like it?
She threw up. No, she was just sitting there on my lap. She watched the Super Bowl.
Did she stayed awake through it?
No, she just didn't. She was literally 48 hours old. It was the first TV show. It was the one with Jar Jar Binks. Something Gungan General. Yeah. Bob and Jedi. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
If Darth Maul can come back with spider legs, then I think your character can come back.
Well, so I've been told that they specifically said he's not dead, but I thought he was dead.
I'm not dead.
Do we have any Mandalorian experts for that?
Just a flesh wound.
I think this is like a scratch.
The knife was like in my chest.
Do we know for a fact, does anybody in the audience know any Mandalorian fans? They must all be, right? What do you think, sir, with their hand up?
I believe there was another episode where...
They referenced him.
Yeah, where Mando was in his ship, and I think it was the 2 X-Wing pilots or something.
Yes.
And they said, "Oh, we know you weren't involved in the murder of..."
Oh, he's right. They did say that.
This is another thing for that. Whatever my character's his name was Davin. He said it, and then in the credits it says New Republic Soldier. I'm like, I said his name. Give it to him.
So how did you? So back, I forgot to bring this part up. How did you get that role? How did Dave reach out to you?
It came to me, and Dave was like, "Hey, sorry, this is such a small little thing, And I'm like, "Oh man, come on!" Yeah, it was amazing. So doing voiceover and then getting to be in Star Wars on film is a different thing. And it's also secretive, and every single character we were getting scanned for action figures. If they decide to ever do a New Republic soldier figure, damn it. But it was all secretive. We were walking from our trailer to the stage, which was 60 feet, and we all had to wear cloaks. So secretive. But it was a blast.
Does that character have an action figure? Do we know? Does he have any merchandise?
I don't think officially, but I've had a few people bring me it down.
I'm sure somebody here did, because these guys, if you're going to go to a convention where they customize and make action figures, this is the one.
Much appreciated.
They loved it like that. And then, congratulations on that was the other show you on, Timeless. I thought that was great.
Yeah, Timeless.
For me, I love R2-D2. I feel like he's one of the unsung heroes of Star Wars. Because if you think about it, he pretty much saved everyone. And so it would be a very different story, a very different, series without R2-D2.
I just recently heard, like within the last month, someone had said somewhere in some article that the crawl in the beginning of all the Star Wars movies, who's writing that? It's R2. It's R2's opinion of what's happening. The vile gangster, Jabba the Hutt. So he clearly has it's not a neutral thing. It's not just saying, Jabba the Hutt who's a gangster, just like the vile gangster, the treacherous. So who's writing it? Who's there the whole time? Who has a rather, even tone way of talking like that? Maybe, because we don't know if you're going to speak.
You take R2 out, it's a completely different, series.
So, I know. I was driving somewhere and I was listening to some podcast. Someone said it. I had to pull over and like wrap myself. Anyway, James, what about you? Other than one of the characters you played, you've of course done
Ahsoka. Ahsoka is my favorite character. I've always been clear on that. Yes, I think that she's just fantastic.
Thank you, James.
I'm not saying it because you're right here.
I do. I really like Cad Bane a lot. Such a cool character.
Star Wars is great at that with the villains and their taglines and his voice, Corey.
No one's just.
So Corey's voice is treated when they do that.
So he's down a little lower and saying, "Yes, Jedi," and they pitch it up a little and it gives it a.
There's a mechanical thing in there too.
Yeah, same with Plo Koon. So
when I do Plo Koon, it's right here. It's Ian McKellen. Yes. Oh, yes, Frodo. Yes, very good. And then they turn it into Kotoya Soko. Yes, be mindful of the Force.
Anna, do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
I'm not going to change it just because Matt said it. Cad Bane. Because getting to be in the room while Corey's doing Cad Bane is amazing. And it's so much fun. And I had a character named Sugi that was a bounty hunter. And we did this really cool episode based on Kurosawa's film. And so that episode felt important. And it was like a standalone kind of thing. But Sugi and Cad Bane were kind of, right? Rivals. Hondo was in that episode. Was Cad in that episode? I did other episodes with Cad. Wasn't in that episode, was he? It was Hondo, right? It was great watching Jim Cummings work too. But no, we did episodes later on where Sugi and Cad and Embo came back. You had all the bounty hunters fighting each other.
And Embo's Dave, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
With the hat.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But Obi-Wan for the, if I went dark side with Cad Bane, I would say Obi-Wan for the light side. So,
cool.
He's my favorite.
Now, we're going to hopefully have some questions from the audience.
Whether or not you had anything to do with that, like if Rosario came to you about any tips or anything like that.
Sadly, I didn't have anything to do with it. I've never met Rosario. I hope one day we get to meet. I really look forward to it because we're all one team, that's why I call it Team Tano, and I'm just one member of the team, of a giant team of people that it takes to bring this incredible character together. So hopefully one day we'll get to meet, but sadly I wasn't a part of it. But it's very exciting that we get so much Ahsoka. So especially after all these years, that her story continues. Because like Anna, back in the day, Dave would tell me all sorts of ways that he was going to kill Ahsoka. I mean, originally he told me a plan that like Ventress was going to kill Ahsoka. So there's all sorts of plans. So the fact that she's still here and living and thriving is incredible.
He's just playing mind games with us.
I know.
I think Twitter notified me.
Yeah, I got an email, and I feel like Ashley just knows everything that's going on. And so I got an email, and I text her, I think, and I was like, do you get any like weird emails or any content? Because I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Yeah.
So I was like, just, is there anything weird going on? And that's kind of when we figured it out.
Yeah, and I knew what he was getting at because I had just found out, but I didn't fully believe it either because D. Bradley Baker was wine tasting in Sonoma with the cast of Star Wars Rebels. And I knew that Dave Filoni was there, and I got this text from D. Bradley Baker saying, Clone Wars is back, 12 episodes, and, you know, I forget exactly what he said, but I was like, they're punking me. Like, they're totally punking me. Like, there's no way this information would be given over text.
By the way, that's so horrible that they would toy with your emotions like that.
I know, but they do that all the time. So, I didn't believe it until I got a call from my agent, and then I still didn't believe it because I couldn't believe that Dave Filoni wouldn't call me and tell me. So I eventually called up Dave, and literally, I was very snippy. I was like, do you have something to tell me? And he was like, what? And I was like, I think you have something to tell me. And then that's when he told me.
This will sound very Hollywood. I was on the set of the Solo movie. No, we were doing ADR for the Han Solo movie, and Tom Kane and Matt Wood and I were all together. And Tom says, did you hear they're bringing us back? What? And Matt goes, oh yeah, I heard something about it. Like, really? And I thought they were joking around. And then 2 days later, my agent called and said, yeah, so it was one of those things, but it was very cool.
And when they brought back the last season, they announced it at a convention, if I'm not mistaken.
Comic-Con,
Yeah. And we were able to pull it off. It was, I can't believe we kept it a surprise.
Because I was at a birthday party. You know my friend Glenn Nelson. He wrote
Yes,
a song for
yes.
Ahsoka.
Yes.
His favorite character is Ahsoka, and I pulled him aside and I said, "You've got to see this." He's like, "What?" He was like, "Someone just sent it to me." I played the video, and he almost had tears in his eyes. He was so excited.
Where was that? Where were we
It
at?
was the San Diego Comic-Con.
It was San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember it was in the middle of summer. It was
My invite was lost in the mail, but
the crowd eruption when they played that trailer was incredible. It's something I won't forget.
Yeah, I watched it like 20 minutes after it happened live in Connecticut, and we were having chills down our spines. It was so
Yeah.
good. Dave, do we have one more question in the audience?
We had the chance to be Padawans and learn voiceover with the greats like James Arnold Taylor and
D.
Anna
Bradley
Graves
Baker.
and D. Bradley Baker and Tom Kane. And literally, some of the most brilliant actors I know are voice actors. And so, voice acting is acting.
Yes.
So, I've read a lot where they say, oh, well, Ashley can never play Ahsoka because she's just a voice actor. And I want to just clear that up because it's the same, you know, with James and Anna and even Matt too. It's like you do voiceover and they're like, well, have you stopped doing live action? No, it's all one. It's all acting. And so just, I say that to stand up for all voice actors. There's no just a voice actor. It's...
Well, well, I had kind of said it a little earlier. I love the Mortis arc, but I will twist that and say some of my more favorite moments outside of the actual episodes are just moments with these guys, moments doing what we're doing right now, and talking to you and answering your question and getting to talk to people at the table, and you know, getting to travel together and be in different cities. That is some of the stuff some of the memories that I hold on to most. We can all watch the episodes, but you know, from behind the scenes, personal. If you're going to ask me that's the stuff that I really cherish. It's just doing what we're doing right now, 15 years later.
Yeah, so I'm going to tag on to that because it really is like we're just playing Star Wars. So do you play Star Wars like with your lightsaber? Do you get it and you like fight with your lightsaber with someone or? So yeah, exactly. That's all we're doing. It's literally like, you know, we're playing Star Wars like we did when we were kids, but we get to do it for real. And it's so cool, and we don't take any of it for granted. We just feel like the luckiest actors in the entire world.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was directed to you. So, but just two last ones real quick. Do you have a verb?
A verb.
and I'm 6.5 feet. Anyway, here we go.
Hey, put on my glasses.
So this, just for you.
Can I get help from the Duchess? Would that be all right?
Excellent. I'm happy to
All right.
help.
Can you
Yes.
can you see?
I can. You have to. I have
All
an
right.
age as
This
well.
is Mad Libs: How to Use a Lightsaber by Obi-Wan Kenobi. As a Jedi Master, I've taught some of the most talented
Arms
in the galaxy how to
wielding.
with a lightsaber. Here are some tips for you. The most important thing to remember when you're wielding one of these precise
Noses.
is to trust your chickens.
Chickens.
This way, you'll be able to sense your enemy's cheeses
That was your word.
before it's too late. Do you want to take it from
Oh
there?
yes, excellent. A lightsaber is not only for use in Jedi to cow combat. I can do a good cow. Somebody help me with this. There you go. It comes in handy if you find yourself in a clammy spot. For example, it can burn through metal microphones. Well, a convenient trick to have up your shoe. If the Empire detains you in a holding door. Anakin.
Well, a lightsaber is a beautiful pig. Be careful if you see someone hoisting with a red one. Where'd he go? He's gone. That's really eerie. Okay. With the red one, this spaceship. Oh, you didn't even write the ship.
I see spam.
It actually says SPAC.
Just because I asked you know why? Because I was writing it in the middle of questioning and I didn't plan it.
It's a
I like-
hard
I like
job
spam
hosting.
better.
I feel like we're missing out. It's like this should be acted out. Like someone should be
Yeah, I know,
acting
we should
this
be-
out while we're doing it.
Ashley, do you want
Well, I got the 4 actors I can find. What else more do you
Or
want?
just voice actors.
You covered that, Matt.
The spaceship works for the dark side, finally the most important part of learning how to sing with a lightsaber. Why don't you take that last sentence?
finish this off?
Really make it epic.
Whenever you're in battle, fight lovely.
Oh, that's good.
From Mama Tano.
May the horse be with you.